Went and got this generic oil pressure switch. We're gonna put that on. And it's a mechanical one, so we'll be able to see what's happening. And then we got an oil filter. We got the right one this time. And I got some more 2-cycle oil. And we're gonna try to see what we can do with this. Now, the problem with the oil pressure switch is that is way down there. So I'm gonna have to reach way down there in order to get this. And I already got my catch pan down there because I wanted to change this oil. Okay, so I found where we're gonna have to hook this up. However, we do have a slight issue. I gotta take off the stock switch, and I've been dying to use these little stubbies, so I got these for like 20 bucks a long time ago. I don't even know, like probably a year. And I don't really use gear wrench too much, but these were 20 bucks, so, you know, figured I'd buy them and check them out. And since this is in such a very enclosed space, I'm going to use these. Typically, I've been using Tecton because I have liked a lot of Tecton stuff, because most of my Snap-on stuff was stolen when I was active duty. Somebody decided that since I was off serving my country, that meant free reign for any of the stuff that I left behind. So you gotta love that, right? Alrighty, there it is. Coming out of there. Ignore the cat. The cat just wanted to say hello. Alright, so we got it coming out. The problem is, I only got one catch pan. And of course, the oil filter is this far away. Thank you, Buick. Thank you so much. So, we're gonna have to wait until that quits dripping up, you know, back there. So, I think what I'm gonna do is I'll just fiddle around for a few minutes, and then once it quits dripping, I'm gonna put the bolt back in, and then we'll take this filter off. And also, we'll monologue for a second. So, I think it's funny because I see all these people talking about, do you pre-fill the filter? And, on a Buick? How would you even do that? Look at where that goes. How would you even do it? So, I think the good folks at GM just assumed you were going to put the filter on dry, and... Alright, there it is. So it's probably the original. Seems old enough. So we don't know what our pressure was is the problem, because this is just a switch that goes to a dummy light, and it's constantly on. So that might mean I have no pressure, or that might mean this is broken. So either way, it was still hooked up. I did unhook it and everything, but we got it out, and we'll put in the new one, and hopefully we have pressure. So I guess I'll put the new one in, and the way we're going to have to do this is, I think, since I don't like the little tubing that comes with these, I think what we'll do is we'll take it and feed it straight up, and we might put it on top of, we might zip tie it like right here, just long enough for me to get my reading. Because what I'm going to do is, instead of this plastic stuff, they sell like this little copper tubing, and it's just way better because this stuff, I don't even think there's enough of this to make it inside the car. So, that's another problem. So, the copper line comes with like double what this comes with. Okay, just as I suspected, this came with about 4 feet of tubing. So we have a slight problem there, considering that 4 feet really would get us a little past the firewall, and that's it. So yeah, we don't have enough of this is what I'm trying to say. Alright, I got good news and bad news. Good news. Got oil pressure. It's got oil pressure. So I'm going to shut it off. It has oil pressure though. We can see that on this they're like 60. But I'm gonna have to get the copper one to feed it inside here, because it doesn't have enough line to go any further than where it's at. I mean, it starts pretty much right up. It's just the engine itself doesn't quite sound like it's too healthy. Also, that water pump might be going out. I might be hearing that. I know I'm hearing parts of the fan shroud. But, hard to tell. I think yeah, that noise is coming from this general side. We definitely have an exhaust leak down here. Or at least what I'm going to call an exhaust leak. Because it runs. Starts right up. Yeah, it's at 50 right now. Alright, I'm gonna go shut it off. And then I'm gonna have to reposition that dang switch. That switch needs repositioned. Yeah, I didn't have enough dang room from that kit to actually reach up here. I gotta get the, like I said, the copper one, and then go into the car, as that'll just, God, that'll be way better. Right now we just got a silly quick setup to see what was going on. So what I'm gonna do is take the key, turn it off, unplug it, let it off the jack, and for the next couple days I'm not gonna be able to touch it, because well, I might come out here for a few minutes just for fun, because we're gonna have a snowstorm. They're calling it like the snowstorm of the century. Supposed to get rather up to 9 inches of snow, and in Missouri 9 inches is a lot, so we'll go ahead and prepare for that, I guess. That's gonna be fun. But I've already had a lot of fun with this car, just messing around with it. And we'll just take baby steps on it. This is gonna be the next car that I work on right after I'm done with the formula over there. Because the formula is basically all but done. I've got basically that's a TKX 350 car. So it's got a 5-speed in it now. And I did a ton of work on it, changed the rear gears and put new wiring in it, pretty much the works. And that's going to be my long distance car. I plan on going on some cross country trips in it, so I replaced almost everything. And all I got to do is put the interior back in, and I've got a couple of pinholes in the floor that I've got to possibly weld. So I'm going to move that car over here. And then after this car, and maybe during this car, I've got a 455 Oldsmobile for this. It's got a 403 in it right now. And unfortunately, I put a bunch of money in the 403 years ago when I was a teenager. But it sat and it got a blown head gasket or a cracked head, either one. Actually, it's a cracked head because I changed the head gasket. So it's more than likely a cracked head. And what had happened was when I was like probably 19, 20, the radiator went out when I was going down the road. And I didn't even notice until it was, you know, smoking. As I looked over at my temp gauge after it was smoking, and my temp gauge was like 260. So the engine's probably got some major issues. And I changed the head gaskets, like I said, but the heads are more than likely cracked. I've heard that the Oldsmobile 403 heads were kind of prone to cracking if they got overheated anyway. So that one just needs pulled, and I've got a 455 Oldsmobile for it. And then we'll work on that at the same time as this one. And then the 10th anniversary 4-speed, I've got the engine in the machine shop right now. It's a Pontiac 400, and that car is extremely rare, so that one will be a fun one to work on. I have to replace the floors in that, and the 10th anniversary, and I actually have the floors. I ordered them from Classic Industries, so I'll just put all this up, and then once the parts get here, we'll keep working on this car. I'll update again after the snowstorm of the century.